hope you're all doing well. I'm coming to you with my review on the Huda Beauty textured eyeshadow palette, the Rose Gold edition. I apologize now, I'm not wearing the palette. I didn't plan on doing this eye makeup today, but I just got really excited about using my Melt Cosmetics. But I knew I had to film this review. I apologize for that, I really do. But I do have a tutorial that I have posted using this palette so you can see it in action on my face. I will link it down below. Anyway, let's get into this review situation. I'm actually pretty excited about my results of this palette, and I'm pretty excited to share them with you all. So Huda Beauty is like an Instagram, I noticed her on Instagram. I don't know too much about her. I think she's based in Dubai, whatever. You can follow her on Instagram. Okay, she came out with this palette. This palette retails for $65 at Sephora, and it is now the most expensive eyeshadow palette that I own at $65. Okay, it contains 7 of her textured shadows, which I'll explain those, and then you have 11 of just like regular eyeshadows, where 10 of them are matte and 1 is like a satin shimmery finish, which totals 18 eyeshadows for $65. Okay, it comes in this cardboard packaging with a big open window, which I don't mind. I know a lot of people like palettes with mirrors. Some people said the packaging is cheap. Honestly, I don't mind the packaging. I know for $65 you're expecting a little bit more, but if you have to skimp on packaging to pack a little bit of quality in the product, then I'm okay with it. Okay, so really quickly, I'll give you some swatches. This is the 7 on my hand, the 7 textured shadows. They're very shiny. These are finger swatches. Very shiny, very creamy, metallic-y situations. And then, I don't know how I got these swatches on my own this raggedy, but these are the rest of the shadows that come in the palette. Okay, don't ask me how I was doing it. And these are brush swatches, no primer. These are brush swatches, no primer. Okay, so my overall consensus is I do like this palette. I actually like this palette a lot. I am still having a hard time determining if it's worth $65, and I have to be real with you, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with it, but I'm just going to tell you what I like about the palette, some different things that you should know. So we'll go ahead and start with the textured shadows, because that's very exciting for most people. These are a hybrid between a cream, a pressed pigment, and a, not glitter, I guess, yeah, a hybrid between a cream and a pressed pigment. And so they have some sort of binder in them, so you don't need to wet your brush. If you want to wet your brush when you apply them, you would get like a more shinier metallic, but it's not needed to apply to your lid and stay on your lid. Now, an issue that I've noticed, sometimes depending on the brush, it's hard to pick these products up with the brush. It is kind of hard if you don't do it a certain way. So for an example, let me get a brush out of here. And I'll get a smaller brush. Okay, so you want to use a flat synthetic brush like this to get the product out. Okay, and when you do this, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you do this, like you're doing a shadow, oh wait, you're not really going to pick up any product. This one picked up some, again, but you're not always lucky. Depends on the brush, depends on your hand. But what I have discovered just through trial and error, the best way to pick this product up is to actually push it in the pan, and it'll really pick up that product, and you can lay it on your eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on my hand here. And you see it transfers very well from brush to skin, but you need to know how to apply it on there. They're again, they're very creamy. I mean, to the point of like, yeah, like a balm almost, but not greasy at all. You can tell that whatever the ratio is of binder to pigment, there is a lot of metallic pigment packed in. And the consistency or the texture of them, that textured shadow part, is not as finely milled, in the sense of it's almost like you can see flaky, but not in a bad way. You see how, like, I didn't blend that one well. You see how it's like flakes of almost like a foil-like. That's what's giving it such a metallic finish. It's not so much as like a loose powder with a binder. It's more of like flakes with a binder. And I think it's so beautiful. I think they're so beautiful. Every single one of them is that same consistency, uniform. They're pretty unique. I really enjoy 24 karat, which is the gold, and Trust Fund, which is a rose gold, even though the other one is called rose gold. So in this is the rose gold edition palette though. So it is a rosy pinky tones in there. So if this is not your thing, that is the theme of the palette. You know, if it wasn't the theme of the palette, I would say you could have got rid of one of those rosy shades, but it is the theme of the palette. So it makes sense. And I love rose gold, so I'm not complaining. Okay? Now let's get on to the other shadows. The other shadows are -1, minus moon, what's it called? Moon dust? Minus moon dust. Moon dust here is a satiny kind of shimmery shade, and I use that to, that's what it looks like right there. Can you see? I use that to highlight my brow bone. Yeah, I use that to highlight my brow bone. But everything else is matte. And when I tell you these mattes are rich, they are rich. And I can really, really appreciate them. You have, and I'm going to be honest with you. This palette in the color scheme reminds me slightly of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and that palette I really wasn't a fan of. It really did not excite me, and that's another reason why I was kind of hesitant, because I was looking at this palette and I really, really was excited about it, and I wanted to get it, but $65, I was like, eh. And then Modern Renaissance came out, and I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and try this palette. It's a little bit cheaper, you know, see what the deal is, trying Anastasia shades and everything, and it just didn't excite me, so I was really kind of like, well, I don't know. But I'm really, really glad that I purchased it. The mattes are really rich, really blendable. Black truffle, oh my God. It's such a heavy black. Like, it's such a rich, true black. If you need one, I mean, I've never hit pan on a black, but this is one I can see myself using over and over and over again and going to be my staple black. I really, really enjoy it. Again, the mattes are rich. The mattes are pigmented. It's a very leaning warm palette, especially on the bottom row here where you have Maneater, Henna, Sandalwood, those warm browns, those warm crease transition shades that's in right now. That's the theme. That's the trend right now. And I'm all for it as well. I've noticed over the past year or so, year and a half or so, me doing my makeup, that if I do a neutral look or a broad, whatever type of look that's on the neutral side, warm browns really complement my crease area and just really complement my face. And so I can appreciate them. And I don't know what else to say. I feel like I was rambling, and I really enjoy it. Again, the $65 price tag for 18 shadows. I mean, you don't get a mirror, you don't get a brush, you don't get anything additional. $65 is pretty high, but then again, it's like, what's 65 divided by 18? It's one of those things, and I rarely do this because people say that breaks it down to such and such a shadow. That's $3.61 a shadow. So, you know, would I pay $4 each for these shadows? Probably. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Like, if this was a collection of just individual shadows and they were only $4 a piece, I probably would collect all of them. I probably would collect all of them and use them all, because there's not a super, super light, stark white, which us women of color tend to use the least. I can appreciate that. There's not any super, super ashy shades for me. All of these shades really work with me, so I can appreciate this palette in that sense, especially on the darker skin spectrum. I really can. So to look at it like that, I guess it would be worth $65, but it's up to you. I really break things down price per shadow, because when you do that, it's assuming that you would buy all those shadows individually. So I don't do that, because I'm like, yeah, it breaks down to $4 a shadow, but if I really only like 2 shadows in the palette's still not worth it. But in this case, you understand what I'm saying? In this case, in cases with a few of my other palettes, that works. That method does work, and I can appreciate it, especially these textured shadows. For these textured shadows to be quote-unquote $3.61 a piece, that is, honey, that is magnificent. So I can appreciate it. I was highly, highly surprised with it. I'm gonna be honest, I did watch reviews on it before I purchased it, and I rarely saw any positive ones. I mean, it was flooded with a lot of negative reviews, and I think most so because of the price tag and the packaging and different things. So it's completely up to you. Do you need it in your collection? We never need any of this, and I always tell you that. Is it a collector's item? By all means, yes. I think this is one that I am proud to say that I have in my collection. It is unique enough for me. It is pretty enough. It is high quality enough, whereas though I don't regret spending the money for it. I am upset that it is so high. You still like $65 for one palette, I know. But if she came out with, put it like this, this says Rose Gold Edition. Wait a minute. Hold on, it says Rose Gold Edition. So I'm assuming that she might come out with other editions and I'd be a little bit more inclined to purchase. On the back, I just saw this. It says 3 ready to layer textures, deep mattes, 3D metals, and pressed pearls. Where's the pressed pearls? Maybe that's just the moon dust one. And Angel. I don't know, I just saw that on the back. So there you go. The different textures. Also, I forgot to mention, with the textured shadows, you can apply them with your fingers and they apply beautifully. Like I said, these are finger swatches. But I don't have anything else to say about the palette though. I am really enjoying it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about this palette, go ahead and leave it down below. I'm going to link where I purchased it. It goes in and out of stock at Sephora. That's why I purchased it. I've never purchased from the Huda Beauty website. But I can link her website too if you want me to. So, yeah. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.